Let's start with a joke today. So there's an angry grizzly bear, a mountain lion, and a Dallas Cowboy fan in one room. You have a gun with two bullets. What do? You shoot the cowboy fan twice. Pretty good, huh? Okay, so it's week 11. 3 weeks left in the regular season. This is the last week where each team will be playing another team in the division before the last 2 weeks when we play the same team a second time in weeks 12 and 13. So big games all around. The first one I'm going to pick is Fear the Wax, 7-3 against Gunning for You, 6-4. Don't look now, but there are three teams a game behind Fear the Wax for the division lead. One of them being Gunning for You. Now, Fear the Wax has a large lead in points scored, so for a team to win the division over Fear the Wax, they would have to pass them in the standings. But here's an opportunity for Gunning for You to pull even if they can win this week, and you never know what can happen. I think for both of these teams, there are some tough matchups. For Fear the Wax, he's got Derrick Henry, who's playing the Ravens. He's got Davante Adams, who's at the Colts. For Gunning for You, A.J. Brown, also at the Ravens. Tom Brady going against the Rams. James Robinson against the Steelers. But here are two big differences and the two reasons why I think Fear the Wax wins this week. I think Russell Wilson tonight has a big game, big in capital letters. After what happened with him last week, I think he's at prime time tonight against the Cardinals. The showdown with Kyler Murray. Everybody's talking about Murray maybe being potential MVP candidate now. I think Russell Wilson bounces back in a big way. I think Murray will have a big game too, but I think Russell Wilson has a big game tonight. And I also think that Derrick Henry going against that Ravens defense, the Ravens run defense looked pretty suspect against the Patriots last week. And if Henry does half of what he did last year when the Titans beat up on the Ravens in the playoffs, he could have a big night. So I like Fear the Wax to win by 10. Second game. Catalina Wine Mixon 4-6 against Harding's Hitmen 4-6. This is one of those elimination games. 7 losses to me means no shot at the playoffs. 7-6 record, you could get in. And Catalina Wine Mixon, even though their last 4 weeks, their points scored have been 80, 65, 80, 64. Not very impressive. The average score over those 4 weeks is 72 points. Not good at all. Despite that, they still lead the division in scoring with a 4-6 record. So they are poised to make the playoffs if they can win the last 3 weeks and and score a reasonable amount. Harding's Hitmen, who's 4-6, has been pretty good lately, and they're another team that's got a shot. So I think Kyler Murray for Catalina Wine Mixon tonight. I mean, that guy, automatic 30-plus points this year. He has not had one game where he scored less than 30 fantasy points. That's unbelievable. He's had a few with 30, but he's had a bunch with more, too. So you can pencil him in for 30-plus points tonight. Aaron Jones at the Colts could have a little bit of a tough time against their defense. Gio Bernard, who's his second running back for Catalina Wine Mixon, not a great second running back. But for the Hitmen, Lamar Jackson, who's got the start for him at quarterback, he's the number 10 overall quarterback this year. Not really nowhere near what he was last year. And they're playing the Titans, where, again, I don't expect him to have a big day. Kareem Hunt's been solid for Harding's Hitmen. With the way the Browns are pounding the rock, I think he'll still do well. And then Kenyon Drake or Edmonds, depends on whether Drake plays, I think, for the Hitmen, but it sounds like he's probably going to for them. I do think the Hitmen have better receivers, but everybody probably has better receivers than Catalina Wine Mixon. Kidding, Mark. But overall, I think Catalina Wine Mixon just has a stronger club, and I know I picked against the Hitmen last week, dead wrong on that one, but I'm doing it again. I like Catalina Wine Mixon to win by 5. Third game, Mask Aversion, 6-4 against More Than a Thielen, 4-6. Another one of those elimination games for More Than a Thielen. Mask Aversion pulled into a tie for first with rolling with Mahomes at 6-4. So a big game for them. If they win, they good chance they stay with a nose ahead in that division. The big thing for mask aversion to me is they have no major injuries. If you look at their roster, I mean, they've got nobody on IR. They've been pretty healthy. Aaron Rodgers goes for him. He's had one off week all year long, but they are at the Colts this week, which, again, kind of a tough matchup. I think DeAndre Hopkins will have a big night tonight. Maybe DK Metcalf also for mask aversion. And for more than a Thielen, no Drew Brees, no Stephon Diggs. He's got Alvin Kamara, but is he hurt a little bit by the fact that he doesn't have Brees throwing those little dump-offs to him out of the backfield? And no real good option for his running back 2 spot for more than a Thielen. So I think mask aversion coasts this week, and I like mask aversion to win by 12. One little bonus pick, only because it's another father-son game. Leroy Stop Barking is playing Michael's Minions this week, so Michael's Minions is 5-5, Leroy 3-7. And by the way, if Leroy loses again this week, then I pledge next week that I will do the recap wearing something that is fitting for somebody who's got the worst record in fantasy football. Not sure what yet, but I'll come up with something. So I'm sure you guys are all now rooting for Michael's Minions this week. I kind of am too, because if somebody's going to make the playoffs, it's going to be him, and I'd like to have him make the playoffs. But as far as the game goes, he's got some question marks with his guys, with Chris Carson, whether or not he's going to play tonight. He sounds a little iffy. Christian McCaffrey is out again this week with another injury, so that hurts. I've got Big Ben going instead of Josh Allen since the Bills are off. I'm going to go with Leroy to win this week, only because I want to avoid some embarrassment next week with what I have to wear. Michael's giving me a thumbs down. He's probably going to be right. As I said, my team's the most overrated team in the league based on the ESPN projections week after week, and I think I'm projected to beat the Minions this week too. Go figure. But go with almost a double C threat. Maybe I need to go back to that. Go with Leroy to win by 3. Good luck, everybody. See you next time.